Hello everyone and welcome to the Cosplay Collective Podcast. This week we have Damien. Hello. We have Leia. Then the Gin Snap. We have Pierre, the Hashtag Hero. We have David.
Just
David, the Tattoo Deviant. And special guest this week we have Freya from the page Freya. And me, Lex of Alex Cosplay. Welcome.
David, your mic's off. You're getting a bit of feedback from your speakers, I think.
I'm getting feedback for everything. I've got a tiny little netbook that's about this close to frisbee out.
I think it's picking up any movement.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I'm too old for technology.
Oh well.
How's everyone?
Yeah, doing well. It's been a busy week for everybody by the sounds of it.
It's been a what week, sorry?
A very busy week for everybody by the sounds of it.
Work. No play.
Oh.
I've
just noticed Kia is self-promoting. He has a Have a Go Hero t-shirt on by the looks of it. He actually has a Have a Go Hero.
Shameless, isn't it?
You elitist.
But see, when I do that, it's fine.
So this week we have guest Freya on. Freya, tell us a bit about yourselves. Tell everyone about yourself.
Oh, that's an open-ended question. So I don't even know where to start. I've been cosplaying since I was 16, so about 8 years. I've only just started making them from scratch myself. I used to buy them. Then I started editing them a little bit and dyeing bits and bobs and stuff. And now I'm making a full set of armour. So yeah, that's a challenge.
Brilliant. Next bit. Guys, what has everyone been doing cosplay-wise? Any updates?
You know what? Who wants to start first?
I don't mind going this week. I finished, I don't know if you see over my shoulder, I finished Merida the past couple of days. The final thing came, it was a wig.
Oh. That's a bit.
I made the dress from scratch, and there's like an undershirt as well. The belt I made like a little, what are they called? Quiff? Coral? What is it called? This thing? Oh my god, I did archery for like 10 years.
I can't see, your camera seems to frozen on me.
Yeah, I can't see anything either on your camera.
Quiver, that's it, quiver.
Hey, yo.
And I'm using my old LARPing bow, which I absolutely adore.
You've lost connection video-wise to podcast again. Oh,
Just showing your outfit.
Yeah.
I was just showing my dress and my bow.
So I think I'm going to move over to. I want to see what Freya's been up to this week.
Well, okay. Last week I did the helmet, first piece again. Probably the hardest bit for the wings. So that's that. And
this
next
is
week,
what character?
Angela from Guardians of the Galaxy. She wasn't in the film, but she should have been. So,
although technically now it should be Freya. It should be Angela of the Avengers.
No, as Guard's assassin and whatnot. But I've spent hours. See this? This is all hand cut out and attached, and I've still got loads left to do. But it's like 5 meters of ribbon. So that's what I'm doing before I go to bed at night. And this week I've been working on this, which is not very well measured boob armor.
Looks good to me.
I spent about 3 hours in town today going around asking if anyone had boobs that I could stick inside it, like in the bra shops, and they were just like, I have no idea what you want, and I was like, me neither. I just need someone's boobs that are bigger than mine to go in this, really, not me. So
Let me just check.
Sorry, I'm an A cup here. Kia, have you been working on anything recently?
Yeah. Where is it? Dave might recognise this. You see that?
Oh, that is cool beans.
It's obviously not painted yet. You know, needs some more work.
The question is, who?
I'm hoping it fits you, Dave.
I'm pretty sure you're talking about me, but at the moment I cannot hear properly or see or anything. I just got nothing but awful feedback.
Oh no.
No. You know what? We've generally not had very good starts to this start of the podcast over the last 3 episodes. We'll get it right one day.
We'll work it out.
Still a work program.
It's because it's my netbook and my netbook's dog shit.
So Lex, what have you been working on?
Well, I've carried on with Groot finally. The leg mould is complete. I've just literally got to clean it out in the morning. Finished cleaning it in the morning, and I'm going to cast first leg and the foot tomorrow, and then hopefully on Sunday get it all attached into the first harness. So that one leg will be ready for painting hopefully, and then I'll get the other one done.
Exciting.
And then I've worked on my other project, which I showed off last week as a basic
Idea.
helmet with a few bits. And this week, one sec. This week, I now have the pretty much without the leather or the straps. I have the finished product, and it fits. I just need to add all the extra straps and everything.
Has it got padding on the inside?
It will do. It's gonna have leather and padding and all the straps and everything attached. But the straps have got lost in post, and the leather I got is not right, so I need to order some new leather.
Oh.
But the A was 3D printed, and I made a mold of it and cast it in resin, then bent it over the front. So that, although it's painted with a bit of silver paint with extra wax, it's also got a bit of aluminium in the resin, which is a little extra bonus. And then I had another piece 3D printed. The chin straps. If you look on the helmet made by the original people, they had some custom little pieces between where three straps meet.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And nobody makes those. So I've had them 3D printed. There's one section, and these are printed in steel.
Sweet.
Oh, wow.
So, and what happens is I've designed these where one side has, both sides have the holes in to be able to put very, very small bolts, which I'm hoping they fit. And and one side has got on the back, probably can't see it, very little spikes. What happens is the straps go in, and then you bolt the two sides together, and spikes will go into the strap itself and hold it in, which means I can adjust it at any time as well.
Great idea.
So pretty much, I'm almost finished on that, and some of the parts of the rest of the costume are on their way. The dye is here. I'm just waiting to get it all done now.
Awesome.
Oh, I certainly look forward to seeing that one, me. Definitely, I can't wait to see that done.
So
And
what
then
have you been working on?
That will be coming to. Sorry.
No, you first, go on.
I'll be bringing Cap to the Friday and the evenings of MCM in October if I get him done in time. Gotta get Groot done first, but basically I can't wear Groot the entire weekend, especially the Friday when I'm trying to do shopping. So I thought go for a nice lightweight costume, Captain America.
It's a good idea.
And plus, you know, I can't drink in a giant Groot costume because I can't even get access to my head. So,
Well,
I was,
luckily,
yeah.
well,
I
you're in a
hope-
bit of
Put a bit of hydro bag in there.
No, I just
You're in
hope I don't give me any itches on my head. I'll be like,
He's
damn.
not allowed to sleep all day because if he's in the suit, then we have to help him out of it, and I'm not helping him pee, so he's not allowed any liquids at all.
Are you not going
Well-
to boil alive in that suit? Or have you got like ice packs built in or something?
But first of all, it's going to be in October, so it's not going to be hot.
It's still hot inside the con though.
Yeah, but also the Groot itself, the legs don't go over my legs. The torso goes over it, but there's still space. So nothing is really tightly packed on me, and nothing is very hot. So I should be absolutely fine in it. If anything, I should
just wear
feel
shorts
better.
and a t-shirt.
But I'll be prepared just in case.
Well, you're in a bit of luck actually, because even though my Rocket Raccoon stuff hasn't turned up just yet, when I build Rocket Raccoon, he'll only be about 2 to 3 feet tall. So, and it's pretty much an animatronic puppet as such. So I'll be able to literally just take Rocket Raccoon off and help you out when need be.
So there you
Okay,
go,
man.
you've got Peabody.
But
Quite a willing
other
Peabody.
But other than Rocket Raccoon, I have been working on something else. I've been working on this. That's what it's gonna look like.
Hey.
And this is what it currently looks like, which isn't far off at this
It's
moment.
really
in
good,
time.
man. What's that made of?
It's currently polystyrene mannequin head with clay over the top. But
And how are you going to cast that? Are you going to make a mold and cast it?
well, yeah, I'm gonna make a plaster of Paris mold, and
Yeah.
then, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a plaster of Paris mold, cut out the mannequin head. You're gonna have to get rid of all the clay on here, and then what I'll do is I'll make a latex mask out of that, and then hopefully be able to break the mold apart without wrecking the mask. If not, it's all a waste.
You should. What you should do is put a clay wall around the top, so around the sides like here.
Yeah.
Put plaster on one side. Then when the plaster is set, you take the clay off and you put a bit of wax on, and then you put plaster on the other side. That way you have a two-piece mold. Put a couple of little locators on it, and then you'll be able to attach it back together anytime.
That sounds like a good plan. That.
That's how we do it in
I think we do
fiberglass and rubber and everything. So.
Well, I didn't fancy doing it in fiberglass, but you know what? I quite like where I've got up to with this now. So I think I want to keep
David's
this one.
back.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Oh, he's back.
There
Actually,
he is.
now that he's back, we can ask him what has he been working on.
If he can hear.
Nothing.
Can you hear me now?
Hello. Are you there?
Is anyone alive out there?
Oh,
You know what? I've not heard anything off Leia for a while either.
I'm alright. Oh no, it's gone.
Leia and David have disappeared. You know what? I'm gonna have to eject Leia for now, and she can rejoin when need be. Because
Okay.
we've not had any signal back from Leia for a while. So I'll resend her an invite to you. But now that David's back, what have you been working on, David?
I've been getting very annoyed with this stereotypical Italian plumber. It's not been going my way recently. Cosplay at the moment is not my best friend.
he sounds like a robot. All I'm getting is cosplay. I think David's gonna be sat here listening more than anything today. But we did have another subject to touch up on, and I'm going to touch up on this first before we go on to an up note. and it was Leia who mainly wanted to speak about this, but she's currently not here at the moment. Well, I've sent her an invite. But
Why don't we switch around the topics then while she's.
well, we can switch around the topics for now, but the next topic that we'll talk about then is something that Kia has been talking about on the cosplay support movement. And if you haven't seen cosplay support movement, add them on Facebook. They're really cool.
Labelled at CSM, the Cosplay Support Movement. Great group, a lot of great people in it.
A lot of cool people, and if you're a dick, you get kicked out.
Or anything, how to do it. We've got quite a few people there who'll be able to give you advice on what to do.
Yeah, they're a good bunch of people, really.
Especially the admin, you know.
Yeah, especially the admin. Cough, cough, Dave. Cough, cough. And now, oddly enough, we actually have the second admin on the podcast, Cyclone Jack, who's a really cool person, and I look forward to having him on the show as well. Yeah, but the subject matter that we were talking about on the CSM is a new cosplay festival which Kia really fancies setting up in Cornwall, because in Cornwall there's not very much to do down there by the sounds of it.
Apart from surf.
But basically, we have Cornwall Cos Fest, which yeah, you like the little transition there.
It's
See?
so badly photoshopped.
But yeah, Cornwall Cos Fest, which we're kind of hoping to see for next year, which is a cosplay festival. Do you reckon that we can run it for a 3-day weekend?
I reckon we should bear in mind we would probably run it in the summer. Bear in mind, a lot of people, it's going to be a long way to go.
You'd have to make sure it doesn't coincide with the surf festival though, because most people will be down in Cornwall for that then, which I think is normally the beginning of August.
We should.
Yeah.
Well, probably do it in. I think July is the best time to do it, and what we should do, I reckon, is do it for a week, because it's a long way to go for a lot of us. For only about.
How many people would be able to get off work for a whole week though? It'd have to be a few days.
Well, people can stay for as long as they want. If we did it for a week, and some people stay for a week, some people stay for one half, some people stay for the other, and we just decided, we'll do this activity. It will cost that much.
Yeah.
There's non-profit or anything.
We'd have to look at how much. Would it be like renting out a field itself and then setting up the stuff there, or?
Probably better just using a campsite.
Oh.
So,
he's back.
Find out really.
Oh, you've actually just missed out a little bit there, because we were talking about the cosplay festival.
Cosfest.
Oh,
Cosfest.
right, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and we were saying
idea
that.
was, go on.
We were saying that if we was to really look at it, like what would you really want there, and how many days would you run it for if possible?
Yeah, I was thinking like a 3-day sort of weekend, maybe over a bank holiday or something. But
yeah,
to sort of almost incorporate like a festival and a convention, if you like.
Yeah.
But it was just an idea that of like sort of bringing people together, not necessarily in a like a con environment.
Yeah.
It can be pretty hectic, and I think it'd be pretty good to meet people. All of us like to meet people that all have similar interests, and on a more sort of more sort of chilled out environment. If you know what I mean.
See, the problem with conventions is like in conventions, it doesn't matter what size hall you've got; it's always going to be crowded. There's always so many people. Whereas the idea that you've got for Cosfest, which is
it's
in
more
Cornwall,
of a sociable thing, to be honest, for the cosplayers themselves. Then there's all sorts of things going on at a convention, and it's absolute madness. What I've experienced, and I think it would be a pretty cool idea to sort of you know, like I said, it incorporates sort of like a festival sort of feel, but not necessarily like on a big scale to begin with, but
Yeah,
something
something.
like a sociable sort of, you know, level. You know, things like fucking barbecues and campfires, music, you know, all that sort of thing.
See, I quite like the idea of like it's literally just it's not a comic festival as such or a con. It's literally just
A
people
giant
getting
get-together.
together. It's a get together of cosplayers.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it is people who
try and do a different activity every day. I mean, there's places to
Yeah.
go karting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on, you've got to go surfing.
well,
Yeah.
go karting's got like a little bit.
It has to be
like,
cosplay surfing, though. I've already said this. It has to be cosplay surfing. 'Cause that'd be awesome.
Cosplay volleyball. Why not?
Yes.
See, Lex and Kira are like cosplay volleyball. Oh yes.
Yeah, it's something we'll think about trying to set up. Be quite fun to do.
It'd be something different, you know. You know, it's a whole year away, and to be honest, no matter how it really turns out, you know, even if just 10 of us got together, it'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? You know,
Yeah.
just on holiday. You know.
I'm definitely in. I've got my. I'm doing. If people don't know, I've bought myself a van to convert into a camper van.
Can't wait.
It's not just going to be a camper van. I'm doing it as a Captain America-based van to go with my helmet and my costume I'm making. So it's Cap Van America, and on the back I'm having a vinyl that says Avengers Assemble. I'll be turning up in my van, and I can cook and have water and everything, you know, on site on my van. So,
So you'll be in charge of the barbecues then?
Yeah, pretty much. I might even. The back door is an up and over one, so I might even make a pull out table to be able to dine on, which would be nice.
Yeah.
So I can help set up everything wise on here, which would be on the actual van.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
Right. That'd be pretty cool, that, because you could have your surfboard on top if you decide to.
Yeah. You've so got to get a Captain America surfboard now.
Yeah.
Surfboard. I'm trying to get Leia back into the thing, but it won't let me for some reason, and I really want her back in so that we can talk about the next subject.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because it was Leia who brought this subject up. But yeah, the idea.
Is
We'll
there a
talk about.
possibility to restart the thing, or will it bump everyone out?
No, it'd stop the broadcast. So basically, we'll go into it because I have resent her an invite to I have resent it to her, but whether she can get in or not is a different matter. Basically, we wanted to talk about cosplay sexual harassment. That's the best way for me to explain it. Basically, cosplayers, mainly female cosplayers, that are getting sexually harassed on their fan pages at Comic Cons, and it's not right, it's not on, and I just wanted to discuss it because Freya, obviously you're a female cosplayer. Do you actually experience it quite a lot?
So I have not had it as bad as others, but I've not worn. It tends to be people that tend to wear more revealing clothing. So the most I've had is when I was dressed as Tifa, or no, actually I've had it worse as Riku. I was dressed as Final Fantasy X-2 Riku, so bikini, and it wasn't such harassment. It was just more kind of boundaries. I had a few people just run up and pick me up and swing me around and hug me, guys that I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, if that was a friend, it'd be like, yeah, that's fine. But when a guy that you don't know just picks you up out of nowhere, it is quite terrifying, especially because, you know, the cosplay can get ruined in the process anyway.
To me, that was a different scenario.
No, I've not really had it as bad as other people. But the one thing I've had discussions with other people about this because I just really don't understand it, is the fact that people are allowed to think whatever they want. So yeah, fine, they might look at someone and be like, oh, she's got an amazing ass or whatever. But then it's the process of thinking that and actually saying it. Like, they seem to think because I've thought it, you know, freedom of speech and whatnot, I'm allowed to say this and it's completely okay. And that's the bit that I can't seem to. I've had so many like discussions with people on forums, just being like, you can't say that. It's demeaning to the person. It's like, I think it was on the CSM group. I ended up having a massive argument and ended up, you know, accidentally getting someone banned because they ended up supporting this whole sexual harassment, and it was just like, it's not on to do that.
But the thing is I mean, it's more aimed at women. But like, lads, have you ever heard of sexual harassment against men on cosplay?
I've heard of it. I've never experienced.
No. Us three aren't good looking enough to experience that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm getting in shape.
Is it a difference that men also have a higher tolerance for it? Like, because if you guys would have been like, oh hey sexy, how are you doing? Would you guys be a bit more happy with that, rather than what women tend to get a bit more uppity about when a random stranger, you know, compliments in a slightly kind of less complimenty way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, there was at MCM in Manchester. There was a guy who was dressed as Dothraki from Game of Thrones.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was dressed as Dothraki, and he had his girlfriend there, and he, bear to say it, he was a good-looking guy, and he had women pretty much like just around him constantly wanting pictures and whatnot, and swooning over him. But it's not the best way to put it, because his girlfriend was there as well.
Yeah.
And you could see in her face that she wasn't impressed with the fact that he was getting so much attention. And I don't think that, you could see in his reaction as well, that he didn't want to upset her either.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't class it as sexual harassment in that sort of case, but it's one of them. It's
boundaries.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's boundaries again, and like there's boundaries at Comic-Con which need to be more. You need to leave a bit of boundaries towards like cosplayers that are wearing more revealing costumes.
In the case that you're describing, with all the girls giving him all the attention, I don't think that's necessarily sexual harassment. If his girlfriend
No, we're talking boundaries.
If she was getting a bit, jealous or something, that if the girl touching him and like grabbing his ass and trying to feel his abs, then they're not really. It's
right. I've got Leah on a Facebook thing at the moment, and she sends her apologies because she can't get back into the cast. She can't get back into it. She's tried as many times as she can. But she's just sent me a message then straight after pass on my apologies. David was once groped in his Spidey outfit at Comic-Con. Obviously,
is that what she put more detail about?
Was
it Leia who groped him?
No, it wasn't.
Was she there, or how did she react, or how did he react?
Oh, this is going to be typed up now. How did he react?
See, I haven't really had much like that. I had a girl touch my ass when I was dressing as Deadpool, but I thought, I'm dressed as Deadpool, I'm allowing that.
So that's the bit, like, that's what I think. I definitely think the difference between men and women, and like, I don't like generalising, but this is exactly how it's going to sound, is guys take it as a bit more of a banter, a bit more of a laugh, but women, because there's all the whole like rape culture and stuff that happens.
Yeah.
People do, and because it's mentioned so often at conventions, women do freak out when it happens to them. It might be meant in, like, it might just be a simple hug, but someone can actually be like, you're terrifying me because of this. Because it's been built up, this hype around it has been built up to make it a bigger monster than it might actually be.
Yeah.
The problem is that it's, and this is a growing problem, it's not just at conventions now. It's all over. It's all over the web. I mean, classic case. I'm I've seen girls particularly I know, and they've they've posted up a picture and they're wearing, for example, a Harley Quinn outfit, and they've got these guys giving really perverted comments and stuff. And to be honest, that's not on. It
No,
might
it's
be the
not.
internet, but
No.
people have feelings. People dress as what they want, but they don't expect stuff like that. And
I think
it's just not on.
There's two kind of things happening there. One, they kind of forget that the people there's someone behind that costume. They just think it's kind of, well, they don't think, they know there's someone there, but it's just kind of they're seeing this Harley Quinn character. It's their fantasy sort of thing, and they're kind of almost playing it out. And the second one, which I've completely forgot now, so I don't know why I'm continuing this sentence.
The thing is,
Mind blowing.
just because you might dress as a character that might be a bit outgoing sexually, doesn't mean, I don't know how to put it really, that's the best way I can put it, doesn't mean that the person cosplaying them is. And the fact is, you should treat them as a human being. Do not
You want to be treated yourself.
a character. They're some fictional person. They're not. They're a real person. You should treat them how you would. I mean, if all these guys saying things over the web, if they went to a convention, they probably wouldn't say much. They probably wouldn't say anything.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, because they've got no face on the internet, they can get away with a lot more.
Yeah. Do you think that, like, because Freya, you obviously, well, everybody is comic book readers. Do you think that like over sexualization in comic books is one of the reasons why it's where do I go with this in the nicest possible?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Take Harley Quinn when she first started as a comic book character. We'll start off with Harley Quinn because she's one of the most recognisable, most cosplay characters. But when she started, she was not revealing in the slightest, and then over the last 9 years or so,
she's had the interest. So
she's.
Little fact, she was first shown in the
cartoon series.
She was not in the.
She wasn't in the comic books.
You're right there. Yeah.
It's to do with popularity, though. It's like Nightwing. Nightwing has been made this kind of sex icon in comics now, and so they made Grayson and made him even more sexually appealing. So it's all to do with. Sorry, I had to turn it immediately into a guy in my head. It's easier for me to understand. But like the same thing happened with Harley. She was in like a full bodysuit, and then she was ending up like wearing kind of like a nursey outfit, and then she's getting into these little hot pants and a bikini top sort of thing now. It's because she's getting the attention, so she's steadily getting more sexualized, and she's becoming more of a sexy character. But she's always been quite sexy.
Yeah. But if you compare that to a lot of anime characters, I mean, there are so many very skimpy outfits.
But that's because that's more to do with culture in Japan, and
it then translating to cosplays, and again, people seem to think just because they're dressed like that means that they're like the character, and you're not. I mean,
it's not. I mean,
I might dress up as Deadpool, but I don't go around actually killing people.
Yeah, I mean, like I've wanted to dress up as Starfire, but I've been absolutely kind of, the one reason why I haven't done Starfire is because everyone is immediately, well, not everyone, but a lot of people immediately assume that the person dressed up as Starfire is like really slutty and completely up for it and stuff. But I'm a married woman, and I'm dressing as Starfire because I really love her. I think she's awesome, and I don't mind my body, so I'm happy to put it on show. But I'm not expecting someone to come up and think that's an invitation, though. So
I feel
then you get to the difference where you find some people who dress up as a character because they look like that, not because they actually like the character. I saw a mod singer, and it's like, well, first you dressed up, you're in a purple bikini. That's it. You're not. She didn't have anything else which implied she was Starfire. She obviously didn't actually read any comic or anything, and it's like you should dress as what. And it's like what we touched on last week. You shouldn't just dress up as anything. You should dress up what you want to.
See,
Some people cosplay for different reasons, though. Some people do want to do it for the attention and because other people are doing it and stuff. So it's not exactly a wrong thing.
No.
Now the thing is going on about the like cosplaying for attention, and then you have these cosplayers that cosplay for that attention, for that sexualized attention, and then when it translates onto Facebook, and they don't like the fact that like they purposely go out of the way to show off the body, and then on Facebook it gets translated in the worst possible way. Do you think that's a bit of their own doing, or do you think like it's a bit of a hard? It's a bit of a touchy subject.
A lot of us are kind of. I think we all tend to do it as we all immediately see them and being like, they're attention seeking. You know, they're out. They're doing it wrong, they're doing it for the wrong reasons, blah, blah. But just because I've got different reasons to us, like, it is really difficult, because me personally, I'd be like, no, you know, that's not what cosplay's about, I don't like them doing that. But it's their choice at the end of the day, so...
I know
I'm not going to take this to a bad context.
I don't like some of the things, but I do say, if you want to be a model, try and be a model, but don't use cosplay to try and do it, because
it gives everyone else a bad name.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, the thing is right. I'm going to put I went to Comic-Con last year as Night Owl. Now that had to be one of those costumes for me personally that even I thought it was a little bit on the revealing side for me, if you get what I mean. And because it's a bronze hentai, I had to wear 2 pairs of boxers and a pair of long johns, and then there's hentai, just so I didn't get a bulge as such. Right. So, like, I found that very revealing for myself. But then you've got the other side of the lads who purposely go to the gym, work out. Like I'm not taking this on Vex at the moment, being a healthy man, but there is the other side of cosplay where people purposely go to the gym, purposely to show off when you get to a Comic-Con.
Now,
I did that. I did for my Grey cosplay, because I'm Grey Fullbuster from Fairy Tail. He's the guy that's, I don't know if anyone watches it, he strips down to his underwear. So, obviously, as a girl, he's like got a six-pack, so I went to the gym for 6 months to have a toned stomach that vaguely resembled it, but it wasn't to kind of show off and be like, look how amazing my body is. It was more,
you know, this is the character,
I
this
look
is
a
how
bit
I
more
want
like
to
the
look
character
for.
rather than a skinny iron board shaped woman. Like,
Yeah.
I have no idea what it's on.
I've been a bit overweight for a while now, and I'll admit that. And I've recently decided to
I'm in the mood, don't look in the room.
because not only do I want to get fit for me, but because next year I want to dress up as Steve Rogers Super
Yeah,
Soldier
we have no.
height bodysuit.
Okay.
So that's I'm trying to lose weight and bulk up to be able to wear the cosplay, but not to show off, but because I want to look the part. And plus, it's good for my health at the same time.
That's why I say people are doing it for different reasons. It's very difficult to. We all assume, but I think what we need to start doing is kind of not assuming and kind of asking them a bit more, finding out why they're doing it. Because we all look at these people and be like, okay, that person is seeking attention. You know, that person is just working out to whatever. It's not, but their reasons. Like it's all about self-confidence and what we feel comfortable doing.
Even if they are just seeking attention, maybe we should just ask them why they want the attention. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day,
all of us are attention seeking. Though we're all wanting.
I'm not being funny. Like I think really, we would all be lying if we would say we didn't enjoy the attention. Because at the end of the day, we wouldn't do what we do if we didn't enjoy some of the attention.
The way I see it, there's 3 things that people want attention for. And there's attention for your costumes, there's attention for your character, and there's attention for yourself.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
The first two are what I keep by because I want to be proud
Yeah.
of the character who I cosplay as and the costume that I made.
Mm.
I don't want to
Yeah.
do the third one because I don't want people to think, oh, I only cosplay because I want attention for me, and that's what I've seen in quite a few cosplay pages. I mean, some people make absolutely nothing, so obviously they're not doing the first one. The second one, they rarely
Yeah.
probably actually know who the character is, so they're only doing it for attention for themselves.
It's more about effort, isn't it? It's about looking
Yeah.
at the amount of effort that someone puts in, regardless of what anyone
But
looks
that's you guys speaking
See
as
someone's
prop makers and costume builders, though. Surely you
Sorry?
are more likely, as people that are costume builders and prop makers, you are more likely to consider someone that's made a costume
Yeah, absolutely.
more highly than someone that's made one.
Yeah.
But those people that have made them doesn't make them any less kind of.
Absolutely.
All I will say is saying that you can't make something is just an excuse. There is enough tutorials, there is enough stuff out there to be able
It's
to help.
still hard though. I mean, I'm doing my first costume, and if I hadn't have set up my cosplay page, I think I would have given up because if you're doing it alone, it's very difficult. But if you're having support from others, it is kind of easier to
Absolutely.
Recently, I've tried doing foam peppercura, which I've never done before. I've tried warbler, which I've never done before. I've tried a few different techniques which I've never used before, and I've literally followed instructions on the web and templates on the web.
Exactly. It's exactly how I've done it.
And
Exactly how I've done it.
they're out there, and they might be hard, but if you really love a character, you'll try and put the effort in.
Yeah. It's
you've
all
also
about time and patience, isn't it?
you've also got to consider like the younger audience coming in. They might not necessarily have the time or the money. They're going to school, and like 13, 14-year-old girls and boys, like they're more likely to have asked their parents if they can borrow 50 quid to buy a battle royale costume or something because they want to dress up because they really love that anime or comic or whatever, but they don't have the skills yet, and they might not have the access to the
I don't
resources
see
so
people
much.
going and making pages showing off all their work when it's again not their work. Again, they're not doing it for attention. They're doing it because they want to cosplay. They're doing it because they love the character, not for some other reason.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
I see that it's a bit of a hard discussion as it was last week.
It's a bottomless pit at the end of the day, and I think, like I said last time, I think everyone just needs to just chill sorry to swear, but chill the fuck out and just everyone just get along.
Just get on.
That is we're not all going to see eye to eye on each other's reasons for doing it.
I think everyone can agree that I think we should just accept whatever reasons anyone wants to do it. At the end of the day, it's making a bigger community and potentially,
educate them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Encourage them to do more stuff, and if they don't know the character, encourage them to read about them because at the end of the day, they're the ones missing out.
The only downside to a bigger community is you also have the other side, which is you have more bullying. Anything that becomes popular becomes bully worthy.
Yeah.
I was going to say that last one actually. Obviously, cosplay, is becoming a lot more mainstream now in the UK compared to what it has been in America. America, it's it's kind of almost catching up, if you like. And with that comes more people means more crap at the end of the day, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to take the rough with the smooth at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, sorry to keep saying at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, you find the people you want to meet, and then you go from there, don't you?
See, the thing is to me, the biggest part of bullying, and this is the worst one. Do you remember there was a show on Channel 4, and I can't remember what it was called. I think it was just called Geeks, and it's where you sent a bunch of geeks over to somewhere like Ibiza or Zante or somewhere like that, because Channel 4 obviously saw these people as outcasts as such.
things like
and there was
in the geek.
yeah, there was an episode, and it was to do with cosplayers, and they showed the cosplayers in the worst possible light you could ever think of.
That's because people don't understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
And but the thing is they could have shown them in a better light than what they did.
Mm.
That's because of the misconception of the crew making it, though.
And,
If people actually started kind of actually wanting to sit down and learn about it, then
I understand where you're coming from, but what I'm saying is that is bullying at the highest level you can possibly think about it by making people look bad.
There's different types of people cosplaying, and you can't generalize it because there are some people who are like what you'd think, who are quite isolated, who don't talk to people. But then there's other people who are very outgoing, who you wouldn't expect to be a cosplayer necessarily outside the real world. But because cosplay is growing in popularity, you do see more people who are of come from different areas
Definitely.
of the world, different areas of life, and it's great because you go to these events and there's all these people from different walks of life.
Yeah, I mean, you'd never ever think that someone like me would be hanging around with someone like you. Like, I'm joking.
I'm offended.
No, I'm joking.
I'm just gonna give me a second. I'm certain I've got a bit of water to apply to my cold burn to my hot burn right now. Just give me a second.
It's great because I think at the end of the day, cosplay and comic is a great place to bring people together, and that's what it should be about. It shouldn't be Comic Con. I think is about two things, three things. One, it's generally because people want to spend money.
I buy comics all the
admit
time.
it. I love buying geeky things.
I love buying
But
comics.
the main things that Comic Con and all these type of events are about, it's about showing. It's about fandom. It's about what you love, and it's about meeting people who you have stuff in common with. And as long as you're going to Comic Con and you're doing these two things, then you're doing Comic Con right.
Do you know what? That's the reason why when we went to MCM in Manchester, I purposely set up a game of Cards Against Humanity, and I've posted it everywhere over MCM group page so that people can just come and meet up and meet new people. Because although Comic Con is there to meet new people, not many people do meet new people. If you get my meaning, there isn't anything set up basically.
The issue I found with MCM Comic Con is the fact that it is mainly an exhibition. Like, it's going around the trade hall and buying up stuff. It's not got as much stuff as, like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to like Iacon and other things like that, where they've got like more workshops and they've got like club nights and they've got pub quizzes and they've got karaoke, where it is a bit more social. So I think that's one of the major differences between those.
I think MCM Comic Con is one. I think MCM is one of those events that it's what you make it to be.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of trade stands, but for example, I go there and I spend all day talking to people, hanging around. I mean, me and Damien have been talking for months, and then finally at Manchester, it's like, hey! Same with Leia and Leia and David. Like, we finally met up. Kier, I've been following your stuff, and you apparently you've been seeing my stuff around, and we met at London one, and it's like it's fantastic. It's one of those events where you make it what you want to be. I mean, I spent money. I spent pretty much all my money on the first day, and then the other days I just went around in costume, and I posted photos. I just ended up hanging around. For example, if I saw someone dressed as Jon Snow, I'd be shouting, "You fucking bastard!" and stuff like that. It can be as fun or as not. It can be as social and as fun or as isolated as you want it to be.
What we obviously, going back to Cosfest, just very quick. I think that's the reason why Cosfest is such a good idea.
Yeah.
because it's more about bringing people together rather than
No sales.
exhibition.
Hang
No
around.
sales. Just hanging around,
Yeah.
having a good time.
Yeah, like Lex said, some activities, in the evenings, like music and beer tents, and yeah, man, it'd be great, absolutely great to see what we need to start talking about this and
Definitely, and
I think
it's
it'd
an
be
idea
cool
that
to-
I'm happy with.
And people complaining about all the snoring coming from the Captain America van.
yeah.
We need
I'll bring the bacon. I'll bring the bacon and the beer.
basically what we're planning here is Dragon Con on sea.
Yeah, in a
Pretty
way.
much.
Yeah.
We will make sure there is a ball pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it is a Dashcon ball pit.
Indeed.
No, we should call it SplashCon.
Splash.
Oh. Oh.
So we should span it across the week, and it's like if you want to come for a certain amount of time, you come for that amount of time.
Yeah.
If you can stay longer, you can stay short. You can
Yeah.
stay as long as you want. You can stay as little as you want. Because honestly, that's the problem with Cornwall is the fact that it is quite far. It's about probably at least a 6-hour drive for me, at least.
Depends where exactly in Cornwall it is as well.
Oh, I'm right down the bottom.
Oh, sweet. No, that's a better bit, but yeah, it is hard to get to.
We'll sort out somewhere, and
We'll find something which is nice borderline, like halfway between, where like a big place like Exeter.
Yeah.
Like somewhere nice and big between those two, where loads of people can get to it.
Indeed,
Like,
I'm
easily.
thinking more towards the north of Cornwall, Plymouth, or something like that.
Hale.
Yeah.
Hale Sentai.
Wales.
Love it there. Hale Sentai.
Hale.
H-A-Y-L-E.
I've worked in Hale, I've worked in St Ives.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that area. I go there all the time, and I know where the go-kart course is.
Yeah.
I know where the surf beach is. Big, lovely campsite there. Oh, that's where I stay every time. I can't think of a better place, to be honest.
When was you last down there, Lex?
About 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, right, bloody hell. Okay.
Yeah, we used to have a camper van. We used to come down all the time, but we got rid of the van, and I've got my own camper van now. So I'll be going surfing. I just need surfing buddies.
We was.
You know what? I live in Cornwall.
I've never tried it, but I will give it a go.
It's so fun. It's really dangerous, but
You know what? The thing is like the whole idea behind Cosfest. It's a brilliant idea, and the fact that it's trying to find somewhere big enough, but at the same time we've got some things that we need to make sure that aren't restricted there. So
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
We'll talk about this, but
we haven't sorted anything
Baby steps.
yet.
Baby steps.
It's an idea, and we will work on it. And if people are interested, let us know on our page, which is the Guns of the Geekery or the Collective
Cosplay podcast. Or if you're added into the cosplay support movement, we have been posting about it there as well, so we can just chat about that there.
The easiest thing, post a comment below, and we'll keep looking. So we'll try and work out more things and try and work out.
You need to make this. You need to make this event about for the cosplayers. Do you know what I mean? Event.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool to have kind of like a tip swap shop sort of thing going on where people, because obviously all you guys have really kind of specialized areas that you guys are really good at.
I wouldn't say.
So like, it'd be really good. It'd be really good to kind of like have like mini workshops and stuff where people are like, I do this.
Not
Do
doing
you want
any
to learn that? And
fiberglass.
stuff we can access maybe without electricity.
I will hook up. I'll bring my van. I'll hook it up to electricity, and I'll get things running on desks and stuff. And
Get a 3D
we can
printer
all try
out.
different things out. I'm
Well,
not
I
bringing
actually
a 3D
really like that.
printer to the beach.
You know what? I really like that idea for it. I actually really do like that idea.
Just think it'd be really good, especially like
You bring what?
if Leia can bring her sewing machine and teach me how to sew properly, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be good for me as well. I can't sew.
I'm terrified. Every time I turn mine on, it makes a really loud noise, and I stop because I'm like, no, it's going to eat me. Like,
Nope.
My problem
Nope,
is all the stuff I do, I have to do in my workshop. So I'll be there. I'll give people advice, and I'll show them videos and show them examples of things.
You could drive us up to your workshop, because surely you're not too far away.
From Cornwall, I'm at least 6 hours.
Really? How far Wales are you?
I'll be going down on
Mid
train. It's
Wales.
good.
I'm mid Wales.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's a good idea, that Freya. Actually, I really like that idea because like it's good for us to get cosplayers together in that sort of community. But at the same time, it's good to be able to give tips to other cosplayers to figure
The
out.
thing is, it's not about. Unlike Comic Con, MCM. I mean, I love MCM, and I'm definitely going again. I'll keep on going. But it would be nice to have an event where we just hang out. There's no stalls or anything. So the only money you spend is what you want to spend on,
And
your food, the campsite,
The barbecue
any other
stuff.
things you want, surfing or any activities.
We totally need live music as well, though.
Yeah.
Some sort of music, because that'd be cool to just, dance around and make a fool of ourselves.
Speakers of my
Bonfire of the Vanities. Bonfire of the Vanities.
We could just Groot all the time, just with our arms.
But yeah,
I will not be bringing Groot. He'll take up my entire van.
I'm certain. You know what? I'm certain that like we have cosplayers that play, who can play guitars and who can play instruments and whatnot. I can't see why we can't sort stuff like that out. And if not, we'll set up something small DJ wise.
Yeah.
I'll bring my ukulele.
I can
And then
play
hook it up
ukulele.
through the speakers of my van.
But yeah, we'll set something up. It's baby steps at the moment, but it's sounding like toddler steps more than baby steps, with a lot of people getting interested in it.
Lots of board games.
Yeah.
I like
And
board games.
on that note, definitely board games. We'll bring tables, we'll bring board games. But on that note, looking at time, looks like a good time for us to finish the podcast for this fortnight.
Been a bit of a strange one this week, isn't it?
Yeah, it does.
We
Lost 2 people.
apologise for all the problems we've had, and we send our love to David and Leia. Sorry they could not be here.
Yeah, they came
Um,
coming and going.
we were trying to sort out those problems. Remember, it's only the 3rd podcast. We've still got a few bugs to fix.
But
Everyone needs to get my
but,
webcam. It seems perfect. So, and like 100 megabyte broadband.
yeah, you're on 100 meg broadband. I'm on 12. It's all good.
Your connection's fine though.
I'm on like 2. So
That's the reason why it's like.
Everyone, get fibre optic. It'll be fine.
I would, but they're not putting it in for at least another couple of years where I
Oh
live.
wow.
Oh dear.
Remember, living in middle of nowhere.
Mm.
Disadvantages though.
Mate, you should just go and drag it down there yourself.
Anyway, I think
So
we're coming
on that
to the
note,
end of the podcast, and thanks for watching the podcast again, if you are a returner, and if not, make sure that you like every single one of our cosplay pages. We do have them in the bottom below in the description. And thank you from all of us at the Guardians of Geek.
And of course, remember to subscribe and keep watching.
There's a like button as well.
And remember, stay hooked on a feeling.
Hooked on a feeling?
It's
Coming
on a
right
feeling.
up.
So.